Luna Snow is one of the hottest picks in Marvel Rivals, and it's easy to see why. With juiced up movement, reliable healing, and reliable damage, a stun of her own, and an ultimate that seems to last for hours at a time, there's obvious reasons why she is one of the most picked characters in this game. You came to this video to find out exactly how you can play Luna Snow to maximum efficiency and climb the ranks faster than ever before, so let's not waste any more time. Here are 5 actually useful tips for Luna Snow. Tip number 1 is understand how good your healing and damage actually is on a consistent basis with Luna Snow. Starting with her standard primary fire, it does 20 damage or healing per projectile, which equals about 60 damage per burst. Damage falloff does begin at 20 meters, decreasing to 60% at 40 meters, but note that this does not apply to healing. 60 healing or damage per burst is actually pretty effective, which means you can deal very consistent healing or damage when you're within the optimal ranges for Luna Snow. Don't just focus on damage, and don't just focus on healing. She's good enough at both aspects of the game to make a tremendous impact, and you need to know when to play defensively and heal your team versus go on offense and find some eliminations. Tip number 2, pick the right moments to use your Ice Arts ability and know when those moments are coming, both on offense and on defense. Ice Arts is effectively a buff to your character and should not be used on cooldown, rather should be used in certain instances based off how it affects your healing and your damage. The Ice Arts ability does not buff all of her abilities equally. Her healing amount goes up to 75 health per round, but her damage only goes up to 50 damage per round. This ability also works amazingly in crowds because the Ice Arts shift allows you to cast bullets that pierce through enemies and teammates alike, allowing you to heal multiple people or damage multiple enemies at once. Again, don't use this ability on cooldown. You need to be picking your moments to use Ice Arts specifically in these instances. Is there a lot of damage going out on multiple teammates? If so, use your Ice Arts ability and heal all of your teammates first. Second, do you see an opportunity to secure a kill on someone that's split apart, or you see a big crowd of enemies that's in front of you, you can use your Ice Arts ability, hit those bullets, and it'll pierce through all of them, dealing a lot of damage at once. Again, it is more effective at healing than damage, so pop that ability, heal first, damage second, secure an elimination perhaps third in a 1v1, but don't use it on cooldown, use it when you need it. Before we get into this third tip about her ultimate, if you're enjoying the video or at least finding it helpful, please do consider subscribing. It's free for you, it helps me out a ton, and I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Now on to tip number 3. Tip number 3 is arguably the most important tip I will give you in the entire video, and that is your ultimate is a damage boost ultimate first and a healing ultimate second. Let me explain why. This ultimate lasts for 12 seconds, and it will heal at 250 HP per second as long as the healing aspect of the ult is active. My brothers and sisters in Christ, you do not need to be healing 3000 HP and stick on the healing buff the whole time. The damage boost portion of this ultimate boosts damage up to 40%, which is a massive amount. It is your highest priority to stay on damage boost as long as you can to allow your teammates to kill the other team, and then switch to your heals when you notice someone on your team gets weak to save them with 250 HP in 1 second. A helpful way to think about this is stay on damage boost for 3 to 4 seconds for every 1 second you heal. I like to actually get right in the front and turn my back to the enemy so I can look at my teammates' health, damage boost them, and as soon as I see someone get critical, quickly swap to health to heal them back up, and then go back to damage boost and allow my teammates to finish the fight. I promise if you use the damage portion of this ult for 60 to 70 to 80% of the time and only use the heal when absolutely necessary, you will win way more team fights than you could ever imagine. Tip number 4, you should always have your share the stage ability equipped onto a teammate, but you need to choose specific teammates, and I'll explain to you why. This ability is wonderful. It heals people 35% of what you are healing to your teammates. So for example, if you throw this ability on Peni, you then heal your Venom, your Peni is going to get a little bit of that healing. However, there are 2 schools of thought for using this ability, and you need to decide which one you personally prefer. Option A is put it on a character that just needs a lot of heals. I usually do this for a frontline tank or a dive character that just seems like they always need my help. I can throw this on there and know that even if I'm not looking specifically at them, they are getting some amount of heals because I know they're just heal hungry more than anyone else on the team. Option B is put this on a character you are rarely, if ever, going to look at on your team. Think of people that are playing in the back line, like perhaps Hawkeye, Hela, or Black Widow. Characters that are really high up in the air or really far in the backline are a bit harder to heal when you need to focus on the rest of your team, so sometimes putting your share the stage ability onto someone you're not going to see very often is beneficial because they'll get some passive healing while you focus on who really needs your help, which is your tanks and the majority of your team. There is an okay argument for putting this on your other support if you are running just 2 supports, but they should be kind of near you. Your supports are probably going to be together most of the time, so you should be able to primarily focus on them and not need to give them your share the stage ability. I like to feel it out each game, just see who really needs a lot of heals and throw it on them. I usually pick one character and like to leave it on them for most of the time, and that's just a per game feeling, but know why you're using your share the stage ability and don't pass it around to everyone. Just leave it on one person and then focus on doing your job. Tip number 5, know the enemies you're playing against and how to use your absolute zero or your snowball to freeze the right opponents at the right time. If you are playing against a Black Panther, a Spider-Man, just a dive-heavy team, you need to be holding on to that snowball and use it as your defense mechanism for when you get sent by that annoying Spider-Man from the heavens. Treat it like how a Mantis player treats her sleep. Snowball your enemy and then allow your DPS teammates to come and deal significant burst damage. Don't break your own snowball right away. Allow them to stay frozen, have your teammates come and eliminate the threat, and then move on to the objective. If there are no dive characters on the other team, I love to use the snowball against the opposing tanks. Tanks usually have some sort of ability to buff their health, give them some armor, or get out of dodge, and they often will use that ability right at the very end to help them escape trouble. If you're able to freeze that tank right before they use that ability, your team should be able to kill them before they get that ability off, seeing as they're frozen in snow, and you will have successfully eliminated arguably the most important character on the enemy team. Couple this with the fact that tanks are the easiest to hit, and you've got yourself a great recipe for success if you're not facing a dive-oriented team composition on the enemy side. A little bonus tip for you is if you are low on health, you can cast Absolute Zero and it'll give you about 90 HP automatically, 30 HP per second for 3 seconds. So if you're running low on HP, go ahead and rip your snowball. If you have to, it's a good lifesaver and can help you skate away safely. And those are my 5 actually useful tips to becoming a better Luna Snow player in Marvel Rivals. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am having an absolute blast playing this game. It is a ton of fun, and there are so many legends to play, so many characters to choose from that I would love to cover more in the future. If you did enjoy the video, please do consider leaving a like on this video. Let me know in the comments your opinions on my tips. Are they helpful? Are they good Luna Snow tips? And let me know who you want to see next. I would love to make this a series of guides to help you take your Marvel Rivals game to the next level. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Thank you all for your support, and I'll catch you in the next one.